Hi friends, welcome back to another video. In this video I will be doing a silk press on this lovely young lady. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and if you find value in this video, please don't forget to share with a friend. Now come on this silk press journey with me. I've already shampooed her hair. I gave her a moisturizing treatment because her hair was feeling very dry. So I've rinsed her. I've towel dried her hair, and now I've just put in some Mizani Miracle Cream. Now the Mizani Miracle Cream is great for dry hair. It's great for taming frizz and flyaways. It's just a great leave-in conditioner to use on your clients. Right now I'm also adding some primer. This primer is by Design Essential. It's very good for silk presses, and it is a good heat protectant as well. Resistance. I still went ahead and used my paddle brush because it so I'm taking small sections and I'm being very gentle, and I am slowly going through the length of the hair with my paddle brush and my blow dryer. And I'm slowly just making sure that the dryer is not staying on the hair too long. I'm moving the dryer so that it doesn't penetrate one section of the hair and causes heat damage. We don't want that. So I'm going through with my paddle brush, and as you can see, you guys, I am going through a little speedy, but as you can see, whenever the hair is now loose and well dried, I'm able to go through faster. But when I just start the section and it's wet and it's a bit tangled, I don't move fast. I'm just doing it, going through the motion slowly. All right. And as for the steam cap on her head, I did that only because I don't want the hair, the section of the hair that I'm not working on at the moment, to get dry, because I find that having the water on the hair before I start to dry the hair, it helps to stretch the hair properly. It helps to stretch the hair enough. In that way, you don't have to go in with your flat iron to stretch the hair. And no, it's always good to blow dry your hair as smooth as possible when doing a silk press, because if you've done that, it's going to be less work with your flat iron. So please, you guys, if you do silk presses and you're not comfortable with using a paddle brush, you have to become comfortable with using a paddle brush, because it is going to be one of your go-to, especially when you do a lot of silk presses. Now the paddle brush, it's easy to use and it gives you a well stretched finish. So if you are not comfortable with using your paddle brush and your blow dryer, please practice on your mannequin head. Don't be afraid to practice, and don't be embarrassed to practice. We all have to practice in order to become good. Okay, so practice on your family, practice on your sister, your cousin, your auntie, anyone, your mannequin head. Practice on them until you are comfortable with using your paddle brush and your blow dryer. Okay, now you could use a round brush like I attempted to do at the beginning of this blow drying process. However, you are going to want to know when you have to give up, because the round brush, it just didn't work for me because her hair was in a very dry state. Like, she have not really been caring for her hair as I would want her to. She does a lot of twist outs, and she used gels and edge controls and stuff like that, and don't really treat her hair as it should be treated, where moisturizers is concerned, treatments and stuff like that is concerned. So her hair was very dry, and the roll brush would have been just pulling on her hair, it would have been breaking her hair. It just would not be going through the strands of the hair as smooth as it should. And so I immediately say, no, this cannot work. And I went for my paddle brush, and see, it's working out, because as you can see, it's going through the hair smoothly. And please guys, make sure that you're telling your clients and you are also treating your hair every other week. It is important, especially if your hair is on the coarser side, and especially if you do a lot of protective styles. You have to give your hair what it needs to be healthy: moisture, some protein if it needs, and you have to stay on top of the health of your hair, because if you don't, when you come to the hairdresser or you come to your stylist, there is no way we are going to bring your hair to flowing and flourishing in one visit or two visits. It is not possible. You are going to have to follow up, and you are going to also have to make sure that you are doing the things that you should do at home to maintain your hair. Okay, so now we are going to trim. Now I have consulted with my client. I had showed her how much I'm going to have to take off, and we agreed on it. Okay, or the ends of her hair was very brittle, and she had a lot of breakage and split ends because she haven't gotten a trim in a while. So we communicated, and I told her what I have to do, and she agreed. Let's begin trimming. You guys, I'm just taking off as much as I need to. Okay. In this trim I had left a little more than I wanted to, because I was taking into consideration that she might want to put her hair up into a ponytail just the same, because we love ponytails, and I cannot hide that because myself too. So I wanted to have gone a little short, and it would have been better for her to go a little shorter, but then I factor in her ponytail jazz, and I said, no, I'm just going to leave some on. And as her hair grows out, if she continues to come to me on a regular, then I will continue to trim her hair up, right? So I'm just going in and I'm taking the sections, and I'm making sure that her hair is trimmed. All the strands of her hair, the ends are all gone. Look at that, you guys. Can you see how much hair that needs to be cut off? That hair is dead. Split ends are, there is nothing you can do to save them. You just have to cut them off. That's the only remedy. You just have to cut them off and then allow your hair to grow healthy. And having split ends on the end of your hair, it doesn't allow your hair to grow. It keeps breaking, and what it does, the split ends continue to split up the hair shaft, and then by the time you look, you have to just do a big chop because there's nothing else you can do. All right, so I'm just going in and I'm trimming her hair. Now guys, I'm going to get into the part of me telling you what I would do differently if I were to have a do-over with this silk press. Now, number one, her hair was so dry, and if I knew her hair was this dry, I would have allowed her to come in 2 times for a deep moisturizing treatment before the date of the silk press, because her hair was just too dry to become very silky, right? And then so I would have allowed her, I would have let her come in 2 weeks to do series of moisturizing treatment prior to the silk press date. Number 2, I would have used less of the primer, the Design Essential primer on her hair. I would use less of that because I think I went a little bit heavy handed with that spray, because the mist, it comes out so much, and I was just spraying it with the intention in my head that, okay, I need to get this hair as moisturized as possible. And so I was spraying, and I might have gone too heavy on that primer. So I wouldn't have used so much primer. And number 3, I felt like when I was done with her flat ironing, I went a little too heavy again on the BioSilk. Now when you're using BioSilk, you just need a little, and I'm very much aware of the amount of products that I use, so I am always light-handed with products. But because her hair was so dry and brittle, in my subconscious I am just thinking, okay, I need to add more moisturizing stuff on the hair shaft for it to become moisturized. But that is not how you moisturize hair. Hair is moisturized from within the hair shaft, and this is why we put on treatments and put you under a dryer. So the heat from the dryer can open up the cuticle of the hair, and so that treatment can be penetrated inside of the hair's cuticle, right? So because the hair was feeling so dry, in my subconscious I was just thinking, okay, let me put a little tip more, let me put a little tad more, and it will be okay. So in conclusion, I would have just add less product on her hair, and less product would simply mean that her hair would have not been as heavy as it turned out to be. And you will see when I flat iron her hair, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. And normally my type of silk presses, my standard of silk presses is silky hair. You know what I mean? So I wasn't going to post this video, but then when I gave myself enough time to watch the video, I realized that it could have been a learning curve for you guys, like someone who is not familiar with doing a lot of silk presses, who has not made many mistakes before in silk presses to learn from. I figured that someone out there could actually learn from my mistake and not make the same mistake, and I figured that that would have been a good way to post the video, in the name of, someone can learn from it. So I rested well with that, and I was able to be comfortable to post the video. Okay, you guys, so that is it. Again, I hope that you can learn from this video, and let me know how you feel about this video, and let me know how you feel about the process, and let me know how you feel about what I take away from it. What are some of the things that I would be keen on the next time I have to deal with a hair that is not properly treated and not properly hydrated. So I am done with her trimming, and as you can see, I left a little bit more length at the back. I personally was aiming for a even bob, but as I said to you, I took into consideration her ponytail, and I ended up leaving some at the back so she can have a little layered look. So the side would be shorter and the back would be longer, because if I had gone ahead and even up the back with the side, the back would have been too short. So I just left it in a layered look type thing. Okay, so what I'm doing right there, point cutting, I am just taking out some weight from the back of her hair. So because it looks heavy and blunt, I just went in with my point cutting technique and I just removed some weight. That's all I'm doing. And as you can see, I'm taking I'm grabbing the hair at a diagonal with my index and my middle finger. Okay, so you can try that sometime. So what I'm doing now is to flat iron the hair. So I don't worry about that smoke that is coming from the flat iron. It is just showing you that the hair has a little too much product on it, one, and also it has heat protectant, right? Heat protectant will allow steam to come from the hair. So it looks like smoke, yes, but it's not really smoke. It's really just steam evaporating when the heat touches the heat protectant or the polish or whatever is it that you use before you go ahead and add heat on the hair. Can you see, you guys? It would have it. But nonetheless, I hope that you guys can learn something and know that go easy on those products, and also make sure that your client's hair is properly hydrated before you go in and do a silk press. Now, I totally understand if the client that you're working on is not your regular client or is your first time client. You're going to have to set yourself up for success. It's best for you to do a consultation. Look at the client's hair, feel her hair by the touch, and then you can decide if her hair will be fine with just the 1 day treatment when you're doing the silk press, or you're gonna want to have treatments. This is the final look, you guys, and as I said, it's not as silky as I would have it, but it was a good thing because her hair is properly trimmed. Okay, you guys, bye.